snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hi guys! So I am here today to do a tag video. I was tagged to do the Summer Lovin Book Tag, which I was tagged to do by James, and so I will put a link to his channel where he does his own version of this tag. This tag was originally created by Richard Denny, who also I will put a link to down below. So this one has 6 questions, I think. Yes, 6 questions. And let's just dive straight in. Question number 1. It's the start of summer. Choose a book with a captivating or interesting first sentence. I have chosen The Colour of Magic, which is by Terry Pratchett. This is the first one in the Discworld series in publication order. And the first sentence is, in a distant and second-hand set of dimensions in an astral plane that was never meant to fly, the curling star mists waver and part. See, great Atuin, the turtle comes. Swimming slowly through the interstellar gulf, hydrogen frost on his ponderous limbs, his huge and ancient shell, pocked with meteor craters. If that doesn't interest you, I think you're insane, because, yeah, the moment I started this series it hooked me. It was really, really fun, and it continues to be satirical and funny and witty and ironic, and it's just a bit of everything that I love. So, yeah, this is a fantastic series. If you've never read Terry Pratchett, please check him out. He's amazing. So yeah, really, really love his stuff. Question number 2 is, it's too hot to go out, pick a book for a day in. And for me, I always kind of like light fun reads if it's rainy or horrible outside. So the book that I chose is Solace by Gail Carriger. This one is light, it's fun, it's kind of a urban steampunky series based around a young lady called Alexia and her adventures that she gets up to with various people that she meets along the way, including werewolves and vampires and all sorts of funny and crazy and wacky people. So I would highly recommend that series. It's one of my favourites, and it just gets better and better with every book. So yeah, the last book was amazing, and I just really enjoyed the series. It's just very light and fun and easy. Number 3 is Summer Road Trip. Pick a book that you would like to take on the road with you. And for me, I always like to take sort of magical, fun, fantasy reads with me, because I obviously love fantasy, and so the one that I would choose, that I would recommend, is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I'm sure many of you guys have already read this, but if you've not, then why not? It's amazing. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. This book is just so beautifully written. It literally feels as though you're being transported into the world that the people in this book live in, where they have this circus, and within that circus 2 different magicians live. They don't know who the other magician is, they're just living there, and every few days or something like that, one of the magicians will conjure up something like a new magical tent with all sorts of icicles and beautiful ice sculptures, or something else just as magical and whimsical and beautiful, and then a few days later the other magician will respond to that and they will do their own conjuring, and it's just so gorgeously written and beautiful, and I would highly recommend this. So yeah, it will transport you to an entirely different place, and I think it's amazing and so much fun. Number 4 is Iced Tea Goodness, and the question for this one is, pick a book with a cold setting. So I chose Smiler's Fair and The Hunter's Kind, which are both by Rebecca Levine. They're part of the Hollow God series, and I chose these because not all of it is set in a cold place, but there is one character called Eric who's my favourite character. He's amazing, I love him, and he ends up in a really arctic sort of landscape, and a lot of the story from his point of view takes place in that area, and it's a really interesting part of the story because it's kind of separate from the main storyline, but in the second book it really does weave in with the other storyline, and you get to understand how these people in the Arctic actually very much do interlink with the other characters who are in the other parts of the world. And I really love Eric and his scenes, so yeah, I really enjoyed that part and that setting. And again, I gave this one 4.5 and this one 5 stars, so highly recommend these books. They are fantastic. Question number 5 is Nasty Sunburn. Choose a book that you really disliked so far this year, and for me, I chose The Dragon's Path by Daniel Abraham. You guys know that I'm not a big fan of this series. I kind of went into it with the wrong ideas. I thought it was going to have dragons, and instead of that it really didn't have dragons, and it was very money focused and economy focused, which if you're interested in that you'll probably love it, but I really have no interest in it at all, and it just made me really bored as opposed to being a fun escapism read, which a lot of fantasy is for me. That really wasn't, so unfortunately I only gave that 2 stars, and I wouldn't recommend it. But if you love economy and you love sort of the inner workings of made up economies, then you will probably like it because it's very focused on that. And finally, number 6 is Sizzling Read. Choose a book that you would highly recommend, and this one is the one that I've chosen. It is The Strange Affair of Spring-Heeled Jack. It's the first one in the Burton and Swinburne series by Mark Hodder, and I absolutely loved this book. It's absurd, it's funny, it's witty, it's got some dashes of sci-fi, it's some dashes of fantasy, some dashes of historical fiction. It takes a lot of characters who are actually historical figures and it brings them into the story and gives them personality and flair, and it's just so good. There was a mystery in this book that I just did not manage to guess, and it really surprised me and really interested me and made me so excited to read the rest of the ones in the series. So I'm very excited to continue with the series. I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars, and yeah, it's one of my favourite books of all time for sure, so I would highly recommend this. Also, another one that I want to recommend, because this one I don't talk about enough, is A Cavern of Black Ice, book number 1, which is Sword of Shadows, and this is by J.V. Jones. J.V. Jones is a writer who is seriously underrated. She is just as good as Robin Hobb, just as good as George R.R. Martin, Patrick Rothfuss. She is just as good as them, if not better. Her writing style is incredible. It's fairly classically written fantasy, but it's got some really dark elements, and it doesn't shy away from dark stuff going on. It also is set in an Arctic landscape, like all of it is set in the Arctic type landscape, and it's all based on these clans who live there, and it's just so beautifully written, and I cannot wait to continue on with this series either, because it was just a phenomenal read, and I really didn't expect anything when I went into this because I absolutely had not heard anything about it. Same with Spring-Heeled Jack, actually, I'd heard nothing about that too, and both of them I gave 5 stars, so I would highly recommend that you guys go and check them out because they're both amazing. And yeah, I love them both, so those would be my 2 favourite recommendations at the moment. Thank you to James for tagging me, and also to Richard for creating the tag. It was really fun and easy one to do, so I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I am going to tag Sam from Novels and Nonsense. I'm also going to tag Mercedes from Mercy's Bookish Musings, Jen from Jen Campbell, and Holly from Library at the Edge of the World. So those 4 are the people that I tag. Hopefully you guys will do it soon, and I will look out for your videos. And if any of you guys want to participate and do the tag yourself, then feel free, because I'm sure the more the merrier. And I look forward to seeing everyone's responses. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all very soon in another video. Bye! Me and you gonna have a little chat.